Chuck Stevenson. You wanted to know about some of the sorts. I got a quick moment here. I meant to do it last night before I forget. Alright, what I sort out is basically, on a normal job, I'll do pulpwood, pallet wood, and then grade logs. Here I don't have to worry about pallet wood because obviously it's all going through that thing. So, what I look for in my grade logs, obviously there's certain species you can't send grade logs, like your aspen, your elm. Red elm will go, but just regular water elm, excuse me, or I don't know, I call it, there's a name for it, but I don't want to say it on here. It's just like a white elm. That won't go. But our red oaks, our soft maples, and hard maples, you know, all that other stuff, cherry. Now, like here, the red oak, what I look for in my sorts is straightness, diameter, and clear. If it's two-sided or better, usually, which means there's two clean sides, that'll go into grade logs, unless the mill is really crying for some blocking. And then even then, it's the bigger stuff that goes to sorry, it's cold. It's the bigger stuff that'll go to the grade mill. Now, as you saw that cherry I sent, we pulled that and held that for, that goes to a separate mill. There's another mill that I guess pays better or whatever for your cherry logs. We could send red oak to them too, but I haven't had enough nice red oak to send it. Now this here is like, this is red oak, that's a good grade log. This here is chestnut oak, also known as white oak. I mean, those guys are gonna cut it and mill it and sell it as white, but they're gonna pay us for chestnut obviously because it's cheaper, but that's how it goes. And then you have your, here's hard maple, pretty nice one, small heart, that's what they look for. Some more hard maple in there. And then, like these here, these are gonna go, these are two cherry logs. I pulled this one because obviously it's bumpy here and bumpy there, and it's a little on the smaller side, and it's not that straight, so that'll go for blocking for pallet wood, you know, for pallet wood up there. This one here, obviously, straightness, it got pulled. You don't always see it right away, you know, you fuck it up and you got 2 or 3 logs together and you don't see it, so that's just where it ends up over there. And then when you load the truck, you're like, how'd that get in there? And you toss it out. And then, like that cherry there, I'll knock a grade log out of it. It's a little bit bent, but it's big. It's got one knob there I gotta cut off, but it'll still make a grade log. Everything else out of there will be pallet wood. And I don't really have it sorted to length. I do have a 10s and 12s pile, and I do that because of the truck. One truck I load, the bunk in the back, you gotta have 10s and 12s. Here's some more. There's an ash log, believe it or not. One good ash log we found in this tree, this job. There's some soft maple, chestnut oak, red oak, a little bit of cherry. Now the pallet wood. Now some of this looks bent up, and that's because it is. Now they have a scrag mill where this goes. So anything that's 4 feet, they can chop a 4-foot log out of. We'll send. So if it's a little bit crooked, that's alright, because they'll cut it up into 4-foot section and cut out the defect. This log's a big one. Now the reason it's in this pile is double heart. That right there kills 2 sides of that log, so you're down to a 2-sided log already. Plus I got this big log, so it's just better to send that as blocking. So that's why I did that. Like that hard maple there, we'll get some grade out of that. Soft maple. You'll see sometimes in some of these piles behind me, my pallet pile, you'll see great big soft maple, and you people wonder, why are they in there? On another job I just did before this one was a prime example. They get what they call worm in them, which if you were to mill it, makes some awesome looking boards for like flooring and stuff, but the mill don't think so. So, like if you look, there's 2 in there, a prime example. Every once in a while, and if they're good and clean and straight, I'll send a few here and there as blocking logs. And that's why I sent those. See those those stains in there. Some guys will mill that and call that ambrosia maple and sell it for a primo price, but it's just called worm. So that's why you'll see some of them like that. Now these here are possible veneer logs. We'll pull these out, and these will go to a separate place. Outside all these other ones, we have a place that we stock them, and then a buyer will come and tell us what he'll buy. What I look for veneer is centered heart, obviously. You got centered heart is what I look for. Even growth rings. Nice straight log. I try to push nothing smaller than 14 inches. They will take a minute to grow. I don't have much luck with that, but either way, I can tell you all I can, think I know about veneer, and I guarantee you I don't know crap, because every time I swear a log's veneer, it doesn't, and then every time I swear one isn't, it turns out to be. So that's some of the grades and how it's separated. Like there's some stuff over here that's got to come out. That one, that one, that one. Those will all get pulled. I'll probably knock grade logs off those two. That's aspen, so that'll go for pallet wood. And maybe that cherry there. But, and maybe this cherry. That's just how they came down. They were in a big bundle together. And what'll happen when they get this thing going, he'll swing them over and I'll grab them and I'll take them over there and do what they got to do. So that's some of the sorts. That's what I do. Hopefully, that's not how everybody does it. Every mill, every geographic area is different. So some places take everything. Some places don't. And some places they got a different sort for every species. Where I'm cutting, there's such a broad species of hardwood. Now I have sorts for red and yellow pine and jack pine. I have sorts for white pine over 20 inches and white pine under 20 inches. I have sorts for walnut's a big one. That all gets held and goes to a separate buyer. So, I mean, everything has it's hard. There's certain white oak sorts when we get on a job with a lot of white oak. Certain stuff over a certain diet, like a slot limit, 14 to 20 inches on the small end, goes to one place, and then everything that's 20 to 28 goes to another place. And it could get a little bit not nerve-wracking, but you just spin your head. You just got to remember all this stuff. But usually you don't have everything of one on one job. We'll have so much here, so much there. One job will be mostly white oak, like the one I cut over the summer. I took some video of those big boys. That was some nice timber. So, but that's just kind of how we do it. And it's a nice warm, like 16 degrees this morning. I like it. It's not bad temperature at all. Sure beat the -5 yesterday morning. But all right, Chuck, I hope that helps you out. If you have any more questions, just shoot them my way. I'd be more than happy to answer them if I can. Have a good one, everybody.